If you don't know me, I'm Michael. I help individuals go from a drifter to a player through the processes of self-actualization and self-development. Today we'll be talking about why you might feel empty in life. Discussing why you feel empty, ways that you can combat emptiness in our lives. Because I'm sure we've all felt empty before. Whether you feel empty now, whether you felt empty in the past and you're fine now. For me personally, I felt empty most of my self-improvement journey. It's crazy to say because we hop on a journey of self-improvement to get better. But most of the time, it's like you shouldn't really feel empty. You should feel good about yourself, right? As I dove deeper and deeper into my own self, I began to notice that I didn't really know who I was. I didn't really know what I wanted. I didn't really know where I was going. I just hopped on self-improvement because it seemed sexy. It seemed really cool. Everyone was doing it, right? It was like a whole trend going on. But once that trend kind of came and went, right, I was left with, okay, now I actually have to do this, right? There's no turning back. I've already seen this side. I've already seen both sides of life, the dualities of life. You mean I need to just pick self-improvement. I'm willing to go down this path of self-improvement. And so whether you're trying to improve yourself or not, I feel like we all know deep down why we feel empty. And instead of asking why, ask yourself what made you feel empty in the first place. Because we need to really understand and take a step back, look at our situation objectively and think, what is the thing that put me in this empty state? And there could be multiple reasons why you're in an empty state of mind, empty state of life, etc. I'm going to list them right now. So number one, over-reliance on instant gratification. Number two, no exciting challenges. You're not edging your comfort zone. Number three, you have no empowering relationships. You don't really have many connections that are really deep and really genuine. Number four, you don't have a mission. All you're doing is side quests. You do a little bit of this, you do a little bit of that. You're half-assing everything. Having a main quest in life, going down the storyline instead of doing all these side quests. You get a little bit of XP, you get a little bit of rewards, but instead, hopping on your main quest is where things actually get exciting, where you actually get to level up. And number five is you're not really aligned to yourself. You don't really know who you are. Your values aren't aligned. Your actions are not aligned. What you say you want to do, what you think you want to do, you don't do. Have you ever had that moment in your life where you look back at your day and you're just like, wow, what I said I was going to do, I just didn't do it. Trust me, I've been there so many times where I would end the day miserable because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I would be hard on myself. I'd beat myself up and think I'm worthless. I would think, wow, like, you look at you, like a level 1 noob. You can't even do this. You can't even do that. I started to beat myself up over it. But what I didn't realize is that it's something deeper than that. It's really just I'm missing a puzzle piece in my own self. So today we'll be tackling these 5 issues. If one of them resonates with you, let me know in the comments about your situation, why you feel empty, what made you feel empty, etc. So just listen up and we're going to tackle each of these problems. So the first reason was instant gratification and over-reliance on stimulation. How many times have you just reached for your phone randomly, or you said you were going to do something, right? But then you end up just indulging in just random things. You just love, you would pick instant gratification over anything else. Even if you knew going to the gym was a better choice, you still wouldn't pick that because you just love watching your anime, you love scrolling on your phone, you love watching YouTube videos, you love doing all these things, right? Just keep you stimulated. But you might think that stuff is enjoyable. You might think, yeah, I'm enjoying this. Yeah, like this is what I find enjoyable and fun. But what it's actually doing is just relieving your pain. You mix up enjoying the activity with relieving the pain from the lack of fulfillment in your life. Most of the time, why we indulge in instant gratification is because we're just coping. It really is a coping mechanism. And that coping mechanism isn't a bad thing. Our body's just trying to protect us. Our mind, our whole self is just trying to protect us. But of course, there's better ways to cope with things, right? What I used to do every once in a while is to do self-analysis checks. If I knew I was, okay, I'm a little bit more stimulated nowadays. I've been going on my phone way more. I haven't been showing up to the work as much. What I would do then is get out a sheet of paper and write down all the things that have been distracting me, keeping me away. What are the instant gratification activities that I am doing, right? I'd mark them down. Okay, doom scrolling. And I wouldn't ask why. I'd put myself, what put me in a position to doom scroll? What is the feelings? What is the thing that pushed me towards that? Because most of the time it's pain. It's pain from something missing. It's pain from something emotional. Maybe someone said something to you, and then in order to escape from it, in order to cope with it, you indulge. You do instant gratification. You do stimulation, right? You get all stimulated and stuff. How many times have you scrolled on your phone for an hour and you just have brain fog after? This is a recurring thing. Like, a lot of people deal with this. Like, you're not alone in this battle for stimulation. Some of you might not even realize that you actually have the awareness, you have the power to move, to think for yourself. But people are just not aware of the fact that when you feel something, when you have a stimulus, right, you don't have to react right away. You can think, you can stop, you can take a step back from the situation and really think, what is going on here? What is really going on? What am I really feeling, right? You begin to go from a subjective state to an objective state to look at your situation and be like, okay, before I even go and indulge and get stimulated, what is actually happening here, right? Do a little bit of self-analysis. Look into yourself. Before you even indulge, just take a step back, put the phone down, and just wait a couple minutes. Just wait a couple minutes. If you really want to, if you really want to watch that show, if you really want to indulge, then indulge, right? But just give it a couple minutes, right? Put your phone down, just sit for a little bit, sit for a couple minutes and think, what is happening here? What is really happening? What should I really do in this situation? You know, it's crazy. Most of the time, people kind of know that when they're indulging, getting stimulated, they know that they're doing it deep down, and they would almost get hurt if someone called them out for it. Like, for example, if you're getting a little bit riled up inside from me saying that what you're doing is wrong and calling out your instant gratification habits, then that's a sign that those are the problem. People get kind of upset when I say to them, maybe you're coping, maybe you're escaping into video games, maybe you're escaping into that fantasy novel, maybe you're escaping into these things. It's not necessarily a thing that you enjoy, it's just taking you away. It's just a temporary relief from the actual problem that's going on, which is a lack of fulfillment, which is a lack of action, which is a lack of challenge in your life. Whether you take that and take action, or whether you take that and be all miserable again, it's up to you, really. Really just look at your life. Like, are you really fulfilled? Do you, okay, ready? If you really find playing video games all day, if you really find doom scrolling, if you really find, watching porn, jerking off, if you really find these things meaningful and enjoyable, then go ahead and do it, right? If that's your purpose in life, to do those things and to enjoy and just be happy, to stay under the covers, then that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But that just sounds stupid, right? That sounds so ridiculous. Who the fuck would want to, oh, my meaning in life is just stay under the covers. My meaning in life is just to be cozy and comfortable, right? When I think about that, it just sounds ridiculous. I just look stupid when I say that to myself. It's like, I don't know. Really just take that and then move forward. Like, is getting stimulated really your meaning? Is that really your purpose in life? Of course not. Of course it's not. So how to combat stimulation is to really just look at yourself in the mirror, be objective, do a self-analysis, and give yourself the space to really react in the way that you want to react. Don't react, be proactive. Prepare yourself to feel these emotions and to cope in the right way. The next reason why you might be empty in life is probably because you don't do anything really exciting. You're not really challenging yourself. You're not edging your comfort zone. You're not really pushing past your limits. And let me tell you, right, when we talked about instant gratification, people, when they really want to, when they say, yeah, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna push past my limits, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but when they edge their comfort zone, they pull back. They pull back and they indulge in the stimulation. They get stimulated, they escape, whatever, right? So really just have the awareness, wake up and realize that, okay, maybe I should go towards that comfort zone. Maybe the feeling of nervousness and anxiety, maybe those negative feelings aren't negative at all. Maybe it's excitement. Maybe you're getting excited on what is possible, what am I actually capable of? Those types of things. So whether you challenge yourself in the gym, whether you push past your limits in the amount of time you study, you do your homework, whether you really just do a mental task, you know the activities that you can push past your limits in and that you know you're not really getting as far ahead in. Every single day when I would lay down on my pillow, I always think, like, I could always do more, I could always do better. And sometimes that would be destructive, but sometimes that would empower me. I'd be like, wow, I wake up the next day excited. I wake up the next day being like, oh, what am I capable of today? How can I push past my limits? I'm in the gym, right? I feel burned, whatever. I can do an extra rep now, right? I'm reading a book. I kind of getting, like, my brain's like maybe hurting a little bit. There's a little bit of friction when reading. You push past that. You push past the burnout. Let me tell you, I remember just one time in my life where I really pushed past burnout, and it was the most blissful, most full of clarity situation I've ever been in. So I don't know if you know, but I used to do affiliate marketing for 10 months. When I used to be in the entrepreneurship space of, when I used to just worry about money all the time, right? I was just trying to penny pinch, trying to find all these things. But what happens is I used to build up brands and make content and make short form content for other brands, right? For the Tate brand, if you know who Tate is. But I remember this one night So during the time I was working 10-hour shifts, and 10-hour shifts in a kitchen, it's hot in the kitchen, the guys are blasting music, we're all having like conversations. If you ever worked with the guys in the kitchen, it's just like, you guys are just, it's like a locker room. It's like a boys' locker room when you're in a kitchen with a bunch of guys. It's just, you guys all talk shit, you guys just like mess with each other, make fun, whatever. It was fun, but at the end of the day, right, I'd work 10 hours, it'd be 11 p.m. at night, I still have to work, oh no, it'd be 10 p.m. at night, I'd work out till 11, the gym closes, I go home, I shower, I eat, it's 12 p.m. at night, it's midnight now, right? But I still have to make 2 videos, I still have to make 2 short form videos, and you might think, okay, well, 2 short form videos is easy, just film them, right? But the thing is, I had to look for the clip, think about the idea. During this time, I was a beginner, I wasn't really that good, I was still trying to understand the game, and so what happened was I was so focused, like I was really just so locked in on, I really need to get these videos done, I really need to get these videos done. And so what happened was I pushed past this, there was this point during the whole night, I did this all till like 4 a.m. in the morning, making these videos. It took me hours and hours on end. And so what happened was I was getting like brain fog, I couldn't think straight, I was actually getting a headache from just trying to think, just trying to be intentional with and give attention to the idea of making a good video. And so what happened was I had this barrier, I kept hitting a ceiling with my mind. I was like, I'm so tired, I could just go to bed right now and skip the video, skip a day. But no, fuck that, right? I pushed past that limit, right? And all of a sudden I had all this clarity, this blissful moment. I pushed past that and made a nice video. And that video was one of my best videos I ever made. It was because I pushed past my comfort zone, right? It was a little bit uncomfortable, but I had a good reason why behind it. And that's why I pushed past the limit, pushed past the barrier, and I made a good video. It became really fruitful because I stuck with it. Imagine how many things, if you stuck with it, you were capable of doing. Imagine how much more muscle that you would build. Imagine how much more knowledge that you'd get. Imagine how much more sales that you can get. Imagine the things that you can create if you just push past your limits. It's that type of thing. It's to make you more excited. So when you go up to a challenge, when you're in a moment of, oh, like I don't really want to do this, like I feel so empty with this, like you might feel empty, right? You might, but knowing deep down, it's like, I know I should still stick with this though. There's a bug on my camera. Get out of here, buddy. There's like a green bug on like my camera lens. But anyways, this is really about understanding that there's excitement that is around your comfort zone, not nervousness and anxiety and depression and the sadness, because you get those feelings mixed up with the fact that you're excited to push past your limits. You can't stay the same all you want. You can't stay the same all your life. You can't just keep being complacent, because eventually you're just like, I need to get better eventually. Everyone's running ahead of me, right? You just need to get better eventually. Eventually you'll say to yourself, you know what? I really don't like where I am. Like eventually everyone comes to a point at one point in their life where they're like, I just need to get better. Like I just need to get better at X, Y, Z, this or that, whatever. So you probably feel empty because you're not pushing past your limits. So like I just said with the whole story and everything, next time you're in a moment of you're hitting a ceiling, you feel like you're hitting a ceiling, you're bored, whatever, push past that. Especially if that activity is something that is that you have a good reason why you're doing it. So when you have a good reason why you're doing it, you'll push past that ceiling, right? And you'll begin to open up a new world. You'll unlock new ways. You'll unlock new skills. You'll open up your mind to new things. So think about it like that. Be excited. Look at challenges and those moments of uncertainty as an adventure, right? Get excited about it. The next reason why you might feel empty in life is because you have no empowering relationships. And this is something that I've realized like recently, actually. Like my friends that I have right now, they're also like people who kind of empower me, I guess. Like they're not like they're like, oh, like you're so good, you're so this. Like no, they go, yo, you've done this is wrong, like why are you doing this, why are you doing that? They question me to lift me up in a good way. So look at all your friends right now, look at maybe your family as well. Who are the people you spend your time with? Because if you're spending around time people who just have a dirty mouth, they really just talk shit all the time, they're just really negative, everything that comes out of their mouth is negative, they're just projecting onto you, of course you're going to feel empty inside. These people, you don't really want to be around these people, but the reason you stick with them is because of the social hierarchy. Like you need to find some type of group, so you just stick with the people, because if you weren't with them, you would just feel like left out, and you don't want to feel like that. So if you're in a friend group, if you have a couple friends that are really just putting you down, if they don't empower you, then really just wake up and maybe think, okay, maybe I'm empty because my relationships, the people I'm around, are not really doing me justice. They're not really lifting me up, right? Same thing goes for you. If you are to a person who projects onto your friends, says negative words, has a dirty mouth towards your friends, right? Then no one wants to be around people like that. I personally don't want to be around people like that. And I used to think that I'm going to go solo. I'm going to be by myself. Like, yeah, just me, my grind, focus, locked in, right? I used to have this mindset of I don't need friends. I don't need anyone. I'm just me and my goal. But deep down, I couldn't live that out. I tried to live that out. I tried to push people away. I tried it. It didn't work. I felt empty inside. I always felt lonely. I felt lonely because at the end of the day, us humans are social creatures. We're supposed to be around people, whether you're an introvert or not. I used to call myself an introvert all the time, but then I realized like that's just a title. That's just something that is capping me. It's something that is limiting me. So therefore, I recognized that and started opening up more, seeing what people are like, being more friendly, trying to empower others. Therefore, they'll empower me. Being nice to people. These types of things actually will lift you up, like more often than not. Being nice to someone will fill you up. It might not fill you up all the time, right? But the fulfillment that you get from empowering other people, being nice to people, having relationships that are really positive, that lift you up, that support you on your goals, your mission, etc. You won't feel empty in life when you have that, because when you feel empty, your friend will come along and just pick you right up, right? They'll pick you up and be like, "Hey, let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's see what's the problem here." That type of thing. So always have a lookout on the people and empowering relationships. Try to see who you're surrounded by. And if you really need a group of people who are like-minded like me and like you, I have a free Discord and link in the description called The Guild. We have weekly meetings every week. You can grab an accountability partner, you grab a group of people. We're always willing to open up and talk about certain topics, etc. So if you need a group of people to talk to, join the Guild. I'd be happy to have you. The fourth reason, and I think this is a really big one, it's the no mission. You're not really doing the main quest. You're not really being fulfilled by anything meaningful. For example, a lot of times, like this society's built, especially America, society's built around this whole pathway. It's a pathway of going to school, going to college, getting a good job, right? That's the normal path, and that path can be good for some people, right? For me personally, that path just left me disgusted, right? I really hated it. It was so boring and mundane, right? So a lot of times people go through that path and are just not fulfilled by it. It's okay not to want to go to college. It's okay not to want to get a normal job. It's okay not to want to go down that path. But it's also okay to go down that path if you really find it meaningful, right? I'm not going to, because I used to talk shit about that path all the time. I'm not going to sit here and do that, right? Because some people do find it meaningful, but some people don't, right? And I'm going to focus on the people who really don't find it meaningful, right? Who don't really they want to carve their own path, and that's perfectly fine. You can do that thing. So whether your parents are pressuring you, like your friends are pressuring you, your friends are all going to the same college, whatever, right? Really focus on what is valuable to you. What is your mission? What is your purpose? And these types of questions can be kind of difficult, because I'm not going to ask you what is your purpose. I'm going to ask you what you think your purpose is. Some people don't even know the definition of purpose. The definition of purpose is your reason for being created. If I made this cup of coffee here, the purpose of it is for me to enjoy it, for me to get some caffeine in, for me to get a little bit jolty before filming these videos. That is the purpose of this coffee cup. And the creator of the universe, God, has created you with a purpose, with a mission. And whether you want to believe that or not, it's true, because everyone is so unique. No one's DNA is exactly the same. People are so unique with whether their body structure, their mind, their gifts. Everyone has a gift that they can give to other people. And like I said, we are social creatures. So therefore, we'd want to be around people. We want to help people. We get the most fulfillment. You can't even fucking lie to me. Like when you get the most fulfillment from helping other people, going outside of yourself. Because you can only worship yourself for so long. You can only do yourself justice for so long. You can only, do things for yourself for so long until you realize, okay, in order for me to really have a good life experience, in order for me to be really fulfilled, I need to help other people. I need to go outside of myself. I need to figure out, what am I good at? What is the main mission here? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? All these things. What do I want to be good at? Because if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I don't really know my strengths, right? Then think about, what do you want to be strong at? Like, what do you want to be good at? Instead of being like, I don't really know, I'm not really good at anything. Okay, next question is, what do you want to be good at? What do you want to learn? What skills do you want to be? What type of person you want to be? Those types of questions, because if you're young and you're really just trying to figure it out, maybe you've been indoctrinated, your parents telling you to do this, do that. Honestly, don't listen to them. It's okay to carve your own path. It's okay to do your own thing, but you need to do something about it. You can't sit there and be like, I'm gonna carve my own path and not do shit, right? Because then you're just be a loser. You're just a liar to yourself, right? So when you say, I want to carve my own path, I don't want to go down the normal path, right? You have to actually act it out. You can't just do nothing. You can't just be under the covers all day. You can't have mommy and daddy take care of you all your life. You have to do something. Whether that be learning a skill, getting better at something, I don't know, like, it's really up to you. Like, really take time to really reflect on who you are and what you think your mission is in life. And so what happens is, right, if you don't really need to, like, because finding purpose is not an overnight thing. It's a process. It's constantly evolving. My purpose is constantly evolving, getting better. It's constantly just, I'm unlocking new parts of myself, and all of a sudden I've parts of myself that maybe I've already completed, things like that. It's also, you are a puzzle piece. Your life is a puzzle piece. Or it's a puzzle set, my bad. It's a puzzle set that you're constantly just finding new pieces, unlocking new pieces, and etc. You're putting this all together, right? But use your soul, use your feelings, use your heart as a guidance system to really understand what feels right, not what should feel right, not what your parents think is right, not what your friends think is right, what you think is right. What resonates with you? And don't go, well, I feel good playing video games. Like, bro, come on. Like, let's be serious. Like, if you really want to be a professional gamer, then go ahead, right? Like, I used to really say it to myself, like, oh, dude, I just love playing video games, bro. Like, I mean, you can play video games. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But your purpose here on earth is to not play video games. It's really not. It could be maybe to build a video game to help other people to experience that, whatever, right? But really dive deep into your strengths, your character, and really find a mission. Because what happens is, what people do is that they just do side quests all their life. They just do this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They're half in, half out. Like, there's half-assing everything. Don't half-ass anything, right? Try to really understand why you're here, why you're there, why you take the actions that you do, why you do the things that you do. Because if you're not backed up by something meaningful, then of course you're not going to want to do it. You're just doing shit just because someone else told you maybe to do it. But all people do is side quests. You're not going to really get fulfilled out of side quests. You might get a little bit fulfilled, but it's not as meaningful as the main quest, the main mission that you are meant to do on this earth. So really dive deep in your own character and find your mission. I have a video on purpose, 5 steps to find your purpose, or 5 strategies I put together. You can go watch that video. I'll put in the link in the description for you if you really want to go watch it. But other than that though, this all ties into the next point, which is you're not aligned to yourself. You don't really feel, like, you don't feel full, like you don't feel aligned, like your values are not aligned. What you say you want to do, you don't do, all these things. So really, when you don't feel aligned with yourself, you're going to feel empty. You're going to feel like a part of you is missing almost. And you know, it's crazy too, because I don't know the Greek word, but anxiety, I think it's in Greek, it means, the Greek root for anxiety means to be separate from yourself. So when you have anxiety, you literally will feel separate from yourself. You're not aligned. You're not connected to your full character. And so how do we actually get aligned to our character? Well, the thing is, look back at your mission, right? All these things that we talked about today, reducing stimulation, challenging yourself, going past your limits into things that are meaningful, finding empowering relationships that lift you up and support you, finding that main mission. These are strategies that you can use to align your character and to really find who you truly are. So when I don't feel aligned in my life, I usually do like the same things. I would wake up in the morning whenever I want. I would kind of like sleep in just to get a clear mind, etc. Then what I would do is I would go out in nature. I'd go out in nature. I'd try to think and be grounded, no phone, maybe bring out a journal with myself and really just think, like, not why am I feeling like this? What is making me feel like this? Separate yourself from the feelings that you're feeling, the emotions, the unalignment. Don't think I am not aligned. Think I'm having a feeling of not being aligned. Because what happens is you separate yourself from it, and it's easier to tackle the problem when you separate the problem for yourself. You are not the problem. You are a person who is observing a problem that's happening. And that way you get to really observe it and really not be so caught up in, I'm this, I'm that, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Like, no, you are having feelings. You are having thoughts. You are having emotions that make you act in this way, right? So think about it like that. Be objective, maybe go out in nature, maybe go ground yourself in something that really makes you in the present moment. Maybe go meditate, maybe just go for a walk, maybe talk to a friend that empowers you. Like I said, maybe most of the time why you feel empty is because there's something missing, right? There's something missing in your soul. You feel like your soul is almost missing. So therefore, you feel like you're just walking around with like half a glass, or not even half a glass of water. Maybe just you're just walking around with a cup waiting to be filled. You're walking around to people, fill me up, fill me up. Like you can internally fill your cup up and then pour and be overflowing with that. If you're not lying to yourself, maybe pray to God, maybe pray to the Creator, maybe pray to Him and be like, why am I feeling like this? Maybe get aligned to Him, feel His presence, understand who He is, that type of thing. Have a relationship with Him. Those types of things will get you more aligned with yourself. Because really, as you walk through life, it's mostly just going to be you and the Creator, right? You, yourself, your soul, and the Creator. That's mostly your team right there, like your team for life that you're going to have. Whether you reject God or not, right? He's always just going to be there. So you might as well get used to Him. So if you really want to get aligned to yourself, do these things that we talked about today. Go and introspect, and not in a way, don't introspect in a way that is going to make you not find the answer. Introspect in a way that gives you that clarity. So instead of asking why questions, ask yourself what is happening. Separate yourself from the actual problem and go from there. So I hope this video has helped. Also, to the link in the description, I have a newsletter that you can join. I'm sending mail all throughout this week to you, secret letters, case studies, announcements, updates, things that I've picked up along my journey that I won't share on YouTube, I'll share in the email. So if you really want to join that, it's like the description. It's completely free. So with that, my friend, continue your journey and keep moving forward.